This is Bergstrom's State Line Quiz Bowl. Now from the Collins Aerospace Studio at the Nordloff Center in downtown Rockford, here's your host, Eric Wilson.
Welcome to our first match of December. Back center stage here at the Nordloff Center in downtown Rockford. Thanks to our friends at Collins Aerospace and the Rockford Public Library. We are quickly filling our Sweet 16. In fact, after today's game, we'll be about halfway there. Last week, you may have watched Pecatonica take on Dakota and win. That means Peck will face one of these two teams here today. Let's say hello to the North Boone Vikings. This is North Boone's third time in the bowl, yet to make it out of the first round. Today could be the day, though. We'll find out. Dylan is their captain. Dylan, introduce us to the rest of your team.
On my left here is Trevor. Right is Drake. All the way on the end over there is Jet.
Welcome, North Boone Vikings. Taking them on today are the Pearl City Wolves, led by Caitlin. Wolves have hit a bit of a snag, too. They're actually hoping today will be the first trip out of the first round since season 3. I'm sure you would like that to be the case today, right, Caitlin?
For sure.
Introduce us to the rest of your team.
To my far left is Janae, to my near left is Michaela, and to my near right is Oliver.
Welcome to Pearl City Wolves. Welcome to both of our teams. This should be a fantastic game. Most of our games this season have been really tight, so the most important rules for both of our teams: wait for me to call your name in a buzz-in round, and also say your answer very clearly into the microphone. Speaking of buzz-in rounds, our Superior Joining Technologies buzz-in round is how we start every game. Hands on your buzzers. Remember, if you buzz in, you're on your own. No conferring. Let's get to some questions and some points. Here's the first one this week. What author of Black Reconstruction in America and The Souls of Black Folk discussed the talented 10th of African Americans and co-founded the NAACP? He used the talented 10th to actually promote the need for college to develop future leaders. That was W.E.B. Du Bois. No points. New question. John Philo photographed a girl kneeling over a dead body at what university, where 4 student protesters were killed by the National Guard in 1970? Michaela.
Harvard.
Incorrect. North Boone. It's worth a guess, Michaela, right? That picture that I described actually won a Pulitzer, and it's on Time's list of 100 most influential pictures in history. That was Kent State University, where that happened. Let's get a new question here for our teams. The newest member of NATO is what nation that in 2019 adopted North to its name to avoid conflict with Greece? Dylan.
Macedonia.
That is correct, North Macedonia. Greece also has a region called Macedonia. That's why they had that controversy there. North Boone, first on the board this round with 10 points. What instrument, played by Tommy Dorsey and big band leader Glenn Miller, is a brass instrument tuned by pulling or pushing on its slide? Caitlin.
The trombone.
That's right. That last clue was probably key. Also played famously by my daughter, Allison. Pearl City, you've got 10 points. Let's get a new question. What alliteratively named loan program, established in 2020 by the CARES Act, was intended to keep employees of small businesses on payroll? Michaela.
The union.
Incorrect. North Boone, you have a chance for these 10 points. This might be one of the most current event questions we've ever had. It was the Paycheck Protection Program, or PPP. What constant, which is multiplied by the elementary charge to give Faraday's constant, is the number of atoms in a mole and is about 6.022? Trevor.
Avogadro's number.
That is right, 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd. We actually had Mole Day a few weeks ago. We celebrate that at 6:02 on October 23rd. A few weeks ago, we had that holiday, and that's worth 10 points to you. Free verse is a poetic form that was popularized by authors writing in what language, which was used by the poets Gustave Kahn and Stéphane Mallarmé? Dylan.
French.
That's right. Malar may have been a clue. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly for you, and that earned you 10 more points. In May 2020, what Shia majority country suffered a friendly fire incident when its supply ship Konarak was hit by a missile from the frigate Jamaran? Dylan.
Iran.
That is correct. Right before the buzzer, you earn those 10 points. What 8-letter term from the French for crane's foot refers to a genetics diagram used to trace a trait through a person's ancestry? Caitlin.
Punnett.
Say that again.
A Punnett square.
Incorrect. North Boone. The term is also the name of a dog food, pedigree. And that's the last question of the round. That's how we ended, on the dog food reference. North Boone has 40 points after one round. Pearl City has 10, but there's plenty of game left to play. Our next round is volleyball, and it's right after this break.